Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to Dr. Cammy and Karen Go Keto, where Cammy and I are going to are transitioning from a standard American diet to a low-carb ketogenic lifestyle / carnivore lifestyle. The carnivore lifestyle is a subset of the keto lifestyle. And we are I think we started December 3rd-ish.
December 3rd.
So we are a little over 30 days into this transition, and it's been pretty good, I think. And Cammy, well, it's been good. But here is Cammy checking in with her latest data that she gets from Dr. Jeff, her
From
exercise
Jeff Cotter.
guru, Jeff
From
Cotterman.
Jeff Cotterman, my nutrition and fitness coach. He's absolutely wonderful. He's been helping me from the get-go. So I went and weighed in with him 2 days ago. And since I started carnivore, I was disappointed to see that I had gained 6 pounds.
Wait, but Cammy is so inauthentic when she gains 6 pounds because it's not 6 pounds of fat.
I gained 6 pounds of weight, but I wanted to show you my graph here where can you see it okay, Karen?
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's perfect. Keep it right there.
This is the little triangle here. You can see at the top the red little thing that goes up, and then is coming down and down. And this is my percent of body fat. And so when I was struggling and having a hard time in December, right before we started carnivore, I was really struggling, and I was trying to make 3 different kinds of things fit on my plate and eat like a quote normal person. And it was very difficult for me. And I was binging and not doing well. And so the tip of this triangle here is December. So we started going carnivore December 3rd. The tip of the triangle just happens to be December 5th. And now you can see it coming down, and now you can see it coming down. And I think the trend that we're going to continue to see is that it's going to continue to come down.
Cammy, put the chart up again, because when you hold it, I can't tell which is the beginning and which is the end. I mean, it's pretty much identical, so it doesn't really matter. But which is the start date? Put your finger where the start one is and where the end was, where the end one is, because I can't really tell if it flips it or what.
Okay, so this is the start.
The beginning. Yeah, okay,
this
that's exactly how we read it. Yeah, okay.
Beginning, so up, December 5th, down, down.
And that's your fat percentage.
Fat percentage. But if you look at the purple bar is my weight. So see how you can see from the last visit to this most recent one, the purple is up.
And the blue is that muscle?
Or the blue is, I
can't tell if it's blue, but the bottom part.
I think the blue is what I want to, is the blue and the green look like they go together. And that's where Jeff says that I'm not going to be technically obese anymore. But the weight is still high. It's like 230 or something. But he says that when you look at obesity based on percent body fat and percent muscle, that's where it would be for me, because I have so much muscle on me.
Okay, so for you, the fat percentage is now under 30?
Yes, technically, it's 29.9.
You just get under that wire, but that's okay. Okay, so because I think if I recall, your lowest ever was like 24?
No, my best stats actually was 29 point something for fat. It
Really?
has on here on the side. It runs down like on the side here. I don't know if you can see it.
You can't see it. It's too small.
But it runs down my stats, like the best stats, the latest stats, recent change. Like the recent change, my weight went up 6 pounds, but my percent body fat went down 4%. My lean body mass went up 13 pounds. My fat mass was down 7 pounds. So really, technically, I lost 7 pounds of fat and gained 6 pounds on my weight because my muscle went up. I mean, the whole point is sometimes it feels just kind of moot to me, because who cares? I'm eating carnivore. I'm losing my fat. It's going to be a process. It's not like just, this is just looking at one point in time of a whole process.
Right. And I went to a wonderful meetup the other day where Dr. Robert Kiltz was speaking, and he said he doesn't really think that measuring anything is helpful. And he is an OBGYN, I'm sure he measures some stuff for his patients, but overall in this lifestyle, if you stick to the lifestyle, it will do its magic. So who knows whether that extra, obviously it might be hard to carry around extra weight, especially because we discussed this earlier that it possibly was water weight.
Well, it
Well, we
definitely
know
feels
some
like
of it
I'm
was.
retaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, because when you look at the graph down at the bottom, there's more graphs there that show lean body mass and skeletal muscle mass and lean body mass. When you look at those and see how they're moving, I just didn't want to confuse people. But that I'm retaining fluid and it's in my muscles, a lot of it. But like my abdominal circumference went up, but the waist went down. My neck went down. Like parts are going up and down. So it's just interesting that I'm in the middle of the adjustment phase.
Yeah. Well, and I would think that at some point it's going to adjust quickly, right? Like your body is going, like homeostasis will change for you, right? Because that's what it is. Your body doesn't know where to find its set point. And so it's searching, right? And so it will, you're trying to tell your body, don't look for a set point because I'm going to keep reducing. So I think that when you're, especially like with your ketones, maybe that's part of it, right? Maybe the fluid retention was high, and so you weren't getting your ketones up, but maybe now the fluid retention is down and now the ketones are able to move up.
Right, because I think I mentioned in the last video, I don't know if we mentioned it here, that my ketones last night were 0.8, which is the highest that they've ever been. And I do say that I am on some exogenous ketones. I take them in the morning and I take them at night. I'm trying to jumpstart my body to get into ketosis so I can work on my insulin resistance. So yeah, that's going on too. It's a wild ride, man. My biggest concern is to not binge, stay off my carbs, and stay carnivore. And then don't worry about the rest. The fallout will come.
Yeah. And I think too, Cammy, I think staying on those exogenous ketones is good as far as keeping the cravings down too. I think that a higher ketone level keeps cravings down.
I see. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. And the carnivore diet is definitely keeping those cravings down. There's no doubt. No doubt. And remember when we did the 10-day challenge way back, a while back, we did that 10-day challenge and I could barely do it. But for those, I had 3 or 4 days right in the middle of it where I stuck to it and I did feel better with my cravings. And so it's just so interesting to me how when you're ready, you're ready. And when you're not, you're not. And you just have to keep moving toward being ready, and then when you're ready, you'll do it. You just have to keep moving toward trying to be ready.
Now, see, I think it's not about a mental decision to be ready. I think that's the chemicals kicking in of the carnivore diet. Right? And so I think that if you've been carnivore, even if you go off and on, like if you continue, let's say you continue for another 30 days and then, and then you eat, birthday dinner and it's cake and mashed potatoes and something, right? But then the ability to get back and not to do it into keto, get back into eating carnivore is going to be much easier than it was back in November or early December.
I see what you're saying.
And then when you go, because your body is just adjusting and becoming fat adapted and getting used to, you're just cleaning out. You just keep cleaning stuff out. And it helps you, the brain chemicals to make new neural pathways to go, oh, this is the way I eat now.
Right. But that doesn't give me permission to go eat cookies today.
It does not.
That it will be easier to rebound.
No, because that's just Karen's theory. And I wouldn't want anybody to rely on Karen's theory. I'm just saying, you said it would be easier, or it's been easier and easier. I'm just like, I think it's more of a chemical thing than I think it goes hand in hand. The chemicals are making your brain think it's easier.
Right.
Or the chemicals in your brain made it hard. Right? The sugar and the binging, right? I mean, that's what makes it hard to do it. And it makes, there's at some point where you just change that habit. And like I had it, I used to go to the Oberweis every single day. And I just think, how is that? How did I used to go and eat it and drink a chocolate malt every single day? but my brain space was, I was, worried about my mom and near the hospital. And then it just was convenient and tasted good. And now I can drive past Overweiss. I don't even think about it.
It is. It's so cool. And it's so fascinating to me because I remember one video where you were talking about how the whole thing of going to get the malt, it's not just eating the malt. It's like driving up and ordering it. And they like knew your order. And then you would go and buy it and you knew the people and you were anticipating how it was going to make you feel. And, the whole rigmarole that goes around the whole thing.
Right. It's the comfort of the ritual for why you do something.
And the drama too. To me, there's like a lot of drama around it. So the other thing I wanted to share real quick in this video was I'm using these abs of steel. This is a little thing called abs of steel.
Yeah.
And it's 5% coaxial. And so it's some stuff that I put on my tummy when I go to work out, and I put it underneath this. This is my little sweet sweat exercise belt. And, I put that side, the black side, against my body, and then I wrap it around me. And so that's been trying to shrink that skin a little bit better. But the skin that's been driving me crazy the most that I can see happening is the skin back here. The little flabby, the lat fat is what Jeff calls it.
And it's driving you crazy in the sense that it's
coming more and more. It's just coming more and more.
I mean, it's not like itching or burning or anything like that.
No. I just feel it there. And like if I move my body real quick and I do something like, I don't know, and I can feel it like jiggling back there.
Yeah.
And it almost feels to me like, the skin is getting looser. But yeah, so that's kind of driving me crazy. But that's okay. That's, part of and I can't reach it, right? Because my body's too big and my arms are too short. So I can't reach it. I can barely reach a little of it to get some of this abs of steel around it. So this is the physicalness of it.
So based on that sharing, Cammy, I would like to warn our audience. If you're considering this journey or you're on this journey and sometimes you come off and on, if you have short arms, go for the journey now, because Cammy's proven short arms do not help.
It's the only petite thing on my body are my arms. I'm like, the dinosaur on the card that's like, happy birthday hug. And like, they can't give you a hug because their arms are too short. Hey, I embrace it, man. I love it. I'm getting ready to turn 62 and I love my petite short arms.
That's right. It just makes people get closer to you. Bring them closer.
There you go. Amen. All right, everybody. This has been fun. Thank you so much. I'll check in 2 weeks.
Here's my long arms, because I've always done this as a person, as a child. I've always had long arms. So there you go. I wish I could give you just 1 inch.
I wish you could too. Short arms are not very functional sometimes.
All right. No, when Cammy says she's going to check in, that means she's going to check in with Dr. Whenever she checks in with Jeff Cotterman, she's going to come back here and check in as well.
That's right.
And I'll try to get around to maybe measuring I do have measurements somewhere that I took at some point, and I will try to find those someday and, at least have a comparison.
Yeah. And we're new in our journey, Karen. So maybe just measuring your waist and your hips or something with a tape measure before you put your clothes on.
I'm in the Dr. Kilt's
area.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking our reader, our viewers might be interested.
Well, that's why I don't mind showing everybody everything when I'm walking because one day my pants will just fall off, and I'll warn you in advance.
Okay, everybody.
Bye.
Short arms and pants falling off. This was a good one.
Bye.